Hello and welcome. In this presentation I'm going to give you a quick overview of how to backtest, optimize and deploy a system, a live algo system against FXCM using Seer. So I've opened up my Seer Trading Platform. I click on File, Open Trading Account. I'm going to open one of the demo accounts that are available within Seer. I've opened up the demo system called MACD. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to optimize and backtest, so I don't want all these position windows open, so I'll just click this icon over here to make that all disappear. I can see that I have a starting capital of $10,000 here, and I can of course change that as I like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up to look at some of the variables inside this MACD. As you can see, my heartbeat here is set to 1 minute, which means that Seer will simulate 1 minute candles when backtesting the system. I have 3 variables set up for this system, variable 1, 2 and 3. Each of these have got some type of default setting and some optimization values. What I'm going to do is I'm going to backtest the system as it currently is using the default values. Seer just takes a few moments to run. I click on trade positions and I'm looking at the equity curve. The equity curve looks okay, but let's try and improve it by using some optimization. I click back on variables. Make sure that I'm happy with all the variable settings as I have them, the start and the finish value and the step values, and I click the backtest button. There are 420 iterations that Seer needs to go through in order to finish this optimization. So Seer is finished running the optimization, and it gives us a run-by-run breakdown of all the different permutations of the variables that we set, and we can see that the net profit peaks in certain places. But this is quite difficult to read and a lot of data to get through, so I'm going to do something slightly more sophisticated, and I'm going to click on this new window button over here to open up a new visualization screen. I'm going to maximize that because what I want to do is I want to run a 2D plot of variable 1 versus variable 2 against the net profit, and we can see that the system is profitable in this red region over here, which is variable 1 at about 11 and variable 2 at around a value of 6. I also want to look at the maximum drawdown, so I select my second graph to be maximum drawdown, and I see that the maximum drawdown is actually not in the same region where my maximum profit is, which is a good sign. I can also select other indicators of the strength of the system. For example, I like to look at the Sharpe ratio, and I see that the Sharpe ratio sits at about between 2 and 2.5 in the same region as the highly profitable region is, which is really good. And of course, for the fourth visualization block, you can choose any other parameter that you want to look at. For example, percentage of winning trades, to see where the biggest percentage of winning trades is. So we can see that we do want to set the parameters of variable 1 to about 11 and 2 to about 6, and that should give us some good profit and some very strong Sharpe ratios and relatively low drawdowns. So I'll close this visualization window. I'll go into my variable section and I set those parameters, variable 1 to be about 11, variable 2 to be around 6. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to backtest the system again. I'm going to have a look at the trade equity curve, and the trade equity curve looks much smoother than the previous one we ran. So let's assume I'm happy now with the system and I want to deploy it. I can actually open up the trading window once again, select the system, and I can click on deploy, and the system icon turns green, which means that the system is now running live against my FXCM account. And that's how easy it is to deploy a live system from the Seer Trading Platform. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be waiting for my trade screens to actually log some trades on the system. In the meantime, let me show you a little bit around the system itself. If you click on your FXCM icon, you can actually get all the details of your current login and password and type of connection that you have to the system. You can also get many different results from FXCM. So for example, you have your latest backtesting results, any pending orders or open positions, as well as all the reports from FXCM themselves. So for example, if you want to run a report, a trade history report from FXCM, you click on run report. That'll connect through to your FXCM account and get an FXCM statement directly from them, and that should correlate to your trading history on your account. Of course, what we can do now is we can have a look at our portfolio tab, and we can see that our system is only running live against Euro USD. We can of course actually change that completely. Let's undeploy this from FXCM, click on our portfolio tab and add GBP USD, and we can do another backtest to see if our system is still running profitably. Let's look at our trade history. Our trade history curve still looks pretty good, and so what we want to do now is, again, we want to make this live against FXCM. We just select the system, click the deploy button, and icon turns green, which means we are now live against the FXCM platform.